Sarah Jane Adventures Revenge of the Slitheen, the first story of Series 1, is written by Gareth Roberts and it's starring Elizabeth Sladen, Yasmin Page, Tommy Knight, Daniel Anthony and Alexander Armstrong. So after Invasion of the Bane, we get 10 episodes and Season 1 consisted of 5 two-parter story and they're all 25 minutes each. It hasn't been like that since Survival, the last episode of classic Doctor Who series back in 1989. They also released novels for episodes, which they haven't done since Doctor Who, the novel of the film based off the 1996 movie. Phil Ford, the writer of Bad Girls and 2005 Captain Scarlet series, has wrote 2 stories. Phil Gladwin wrote one, and Russell T Davies was originally going to write one, but he dropped out due to other commitments as he was the showrunner of Doctor Who at the time, so it's understandable. This story reintroduces Slitheen as they first appeared in Doctor Who, Aliens of London, World War III and then Boomtown back in Series 1, which I think it's great because I like the Slitheen. I wish they'd come back. Well, I'm sure they will eventually, so we'll never say never for returning Slitheen or other Raxacoricophalopatorians. So it begins with Maria Jackson reintroduce herself. She moves into Bannerman Road with her dad after both her parents got divorced. She also mentions Sarah Jane Smith investigating aliens and Luke Smith created by the Bane, and Sarah adopted him. Maria and Luke went to a new school, Park Vale Comprehensive. So after Sarah Jane kisses Luke on the cheek in front of laughing students, they noticed a school is well upgraded because it's brand new. Meanwhile, head teacher sees a teacher called Tim Jeffrey, so he got him to stand where the secret passage is. It's a funny moment when he asked any particular reason and he thought the farting was a reason. And yes, it does happen to us all. I do like fart jokes. They're just funny. So then we see a familiar green arm with claws slashing Mr. Jeffrey. If that was Torchwood, we'd obviously see what's left of him, and that would explain more. But because it's obviously a kids show, they cut to the scene where the headmaster is like, ooh. Kelsey Hopper, who only appeared in Invasion of the Bane, and dropped for the series because I heard it felt as too many female characters, which is a shame, so she got replaced by Clyde Langer, as it was believed the show could benefit from a second male protagonist. I do love Daniel Anthony as Clyde Langer. Apart from Sarah Jane, he's my favourite main character of the show. He's so funny, likeable, and I really love the jokes he throws away. He's like Owen Harper in the show, except a clean version. And to be honest, I think all the actors playing the main characters are likeable. And of course, during the headmaster's speech, he farts and the whole students laugh. I don't remember any of my teachers' farts back when I was in school, unfortunately. If it happened, that would be really funny. At the canteen, Maria and Clyde discovers that the food in the canteen is disgustingly mouldy. They realise something is going on, plus they notice a strange smell like batteries. I think this is well written about the mysteries on there's something not right about the school and the teachers, and they turn out to be Slitheen. Especially for those who hasn't seen Doctor Who. I also think Martin Ellis and Ian Mullane, who played Greg Blakeman, and Tim Jeffrey, Slitheen, are outstanding, well casting. I like the relationship between Maria and her dad Alan. The way they banter with each other, I definitely would buy that they're father and daughter. And same with Luke and Sarah Jane as mother and son. When he explains to her the mistake he's made. So Maria's mum, Chrissy, visits to see Maria. Alan was shocked when she forgot about Maria's first day at school. She seems to be a parent that you'd love to dislike when she hasn't been nice to Alan. Plus she does have funny lines with all the domestics and that. The Slitheens caused the whole power cut, but it's not an ordinary power cut. Even the fire on candles go out and Sarah Jane's scanner is dead when it actually can't lose power. Slitheen, just like Margaret in Boomtown, are planning to destroy the Earth to get back to Raxacoricophalopatorius. They realise the stabiliser isn't working, so they turn the power back on. Next day, Sarah Jane goes investigating. During science, Luke shows his intelligence, and Mr. Jeffrey also noticed Clyde as a troublemaker when he said he's not with him. I love it when he's said Cool. After Mr. Jeffrey said, "Troublemaker, noted," but then caught Clyde eating cold chip sandwich, which he made so he can avoid the canteen. As a result, Mr. Jeffrey threw it away in the vivarium tank. I think I'd do the same on how Clyde reacted, tell the teacher that he can't do that and report them. So during lunchtime science club, I wouldn't in a million years go there, but anyway, Mr. Jeffrey tricks Luke to solve their calculation problem so they can destroy the Earth. So while Clyde is asking Luke questions to find out who he is, Sarah Jane sits in the office with Janine, who's a company secretary. I think Imogen Bain is so good. She's terrifying when she looked at Sarah Jane at the CCTV and was like, "Hello, Miss Smith," and laughs. That's really scary. And also when she threateningly advised her to leave but then unzipped her head while laughing. So Maria hid under the computer desk and Mr. Jeffrey unzipped himself as well. So she ran into Clyde and they ran. I love the chase scene in the school. It's really intense and a bit of a Scooby-Doo style. The bit where Jeffrey Slitheen says, "Run as fast as you can, I'm coming to find you," and then roar,
"I'm coming to find you!"
is really scary, and I wouldn't be surprised if kids got scared at that scene. While Luke is in the control room through the secret passage, Cole came and got Maria and Clyde hiding in the science lab, but it turns out he's a child Slitheen. I think Anton Thompson McCormick did really well too. Even the child Slitheen freaked me out, and he declares to hunt Clyde and Maria, which leads to cliffhanger. And part 2, Sarah sprays her perfume at Janine's Slitheen, so everyone out of school and into her car, and drove off. Sarah Jane is really unhappy when she sees Clyde's the fact that there's another person's life at her hands. So Blakeman was like, "Sarah Jane has got lipstick, so nah, she can't do much worse." I mean, what's the worst thing she can do? When Maria advised Clyde to go home and forget this happened, he refuses and joins the team in the attic. And to be fair, no one would believe him if he goes around telling people. So while they're talking to Mr. Smith, the talking computer, and working out the Slitheen's plan and ways to stop them, Clyde is mind blown what he sees in the attic. And I just love when he throws away his random silly advices. But at least he got there in the end after when the power is down, the sun gone blue, as he mentioned back at science when Mr. Jeffrey seemed scared when he picked Clyde's lunch. It couldn't be bread and butter because Sarah Jane saw Janine eating a sandwich, and it couldn't be salt either because white bread and butter have salt, so the weakness, vinegar, as the Slitheen is made of calcium and acetic acid, reacts to it. When Sarah Jane found out the Slitheen, I really loved when she mentioned that she remembered Rose saying Slitheen 10 Downing Street. I love the line when Clyde says, "What, the 4 of us with vinegar and plastic squeezies?" While Chrissy went to Maria's house asking Alan where Maria is, the gang went back to school. The Slitheen detected them, and Maria couldn't believe that she'd blown the headmaster up after she poured the vinegar on him and exploded. Sarah Jane and Luke went into the control room. The army of Slitheen explained to them that they wanted revenge because few Slitheen family have already died in 10 Downing Street when it was Mickey who launched the missile at it ordered by the doctor. Luke tells the machine won't able to hold the sun's power so he can fix it and got his chance and the power is restored. In the end, the other Slitheen escaped except 3 of them. Janine got exploded. So did Mr. Jeffrey, while he's stuck in the door being electrocuted with his son. His son got away. Sarah Jane felt really regretful the fact that Slitheen is only 12, so she phoned Unit to get the place cleaned up. Chrissy thinks she's cursed because when she's around, things happen like people getting possessed, saying drink it, Bubble Shock Factory blows up, and the sun turning blue. Clyde is part of the gang, of course. You can't find out about stuff without questions. Remember what Sarah Jane was like in the Time Warrior before she's aware of the aliens. She tells Clyde the stories about her travels with the Doctor and she lets Luke call her mum. So yeah, I love Revenge of the Slitheen. In fact, it's my favourite Sarah Jane Adventures story. It's fun, well written. When it comes to mysteries, I think it's great setup for more episodes. What do you think, guys, of Revenge of the Slitheen? Drop it down in the comments below. Next episode to talk about is Eye of the Gorgon, which I'm excited. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you then.